Welcome to On the Trail, where we meet fascinating people, explore mysteries and legends, and take any path to adventure. In this series of episodes, we follow the last great American gold rush. From 1900 to 1913, it stretched from Tonopah, Nevada to Death Valley. In 1904, gold discovered in a rock resembling a bullfrog started the Bullfrog Mining District. Its heart was Beatty, Nevada, a supply town for miners then and for travelers today. This is the Beatty Museum. It's right here on 374 on your way to Death Valley. It's one of the coolest places in all of Nevada. In fact, inside there are relics and artifacts that give us a clue as to what life was like here during the last great American gold rush. So let's go on in and see what discoveries we can make. This is the Beatty Museum, and I'm here with Nicole Altman. Nicole, what do you do here at the museum?
Well, I help preserve artifacts, take in collections, set up displays. But we're here to preserve Beatty and the Bullfrog Mining District, which includes towns such as Rhyolite, Pioneer, that are all in the past now.
You said there were some really interesting objects here.
There are a lot of interesting artifacts that truly show you what it was like in the past.
Let's just go see some stuff.
See some stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
So what do we have here, Nicole?
This is a dry washer, Ted. It was used to take your ore and it separates it from the bigger pieces into the fines. And the fines is where your gold is going to be. So you can get rid of the debris, save the riches.
It's small. Why is it so small?
This way, Ted, when you had only a burro and yourself, you could pack it on your burro.
This was a little portable, so you could take it with you, pack it on your burro,
right?
Head out to the hills,
yep,
and get your gold.
Yeah.
Wash it out, and there you have it.
And there you have it.
What else related to the gold rushes around?
Well, we have a Atlas Copco blasting machine.
Oh yeah, where's that?
It's right back here, Ted.
Oh, yeah. So this is what you always think of when you think of a detonator, right? It's the thing you push and the boom goes.
The boom goes, that's right. Yep.
How did that work exactly?
Well, you would run wires from that machine to your charge, which was already placed strategically in the rocks that had been drilled. The man would stand back and push down.
I always think of it in the cartoons. You know, I've noticed while we were here, there are folks here enjoying the museum.
Yeah, we have some people. They're actually from Connecticut here right now.
Wonder if they talk to us.
Well, they just might.
Let's see if we can get them to talk to us. Some visitors came into the museum just now, and I want you to tell us your name.
My name's Ken Lamson.
And?
I'm Marilyn Lamson Bedard. I'm Ken's sister.
My sister.
Oh, okay. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Pahrump. I just moved there. I'm 73. I worked at the test site, Nevada test site. I said I want to retire to Nevada because there's no state income tax.
Okay.
So I moved here in June.
All right.
And I'm from North Granby, Connecticut, and came out to visit Ken in rural Nevada.
Have you ever been here before?
No, I haven't.
You've never been to rural Nevada. Okay, now what's your impression here?
Totally different than what I thought it would be like.
What did you think it was going to be like?
Flat desert and nothing.
Flat desert, nothing. So what have you seen?
Mountains, beautiful vistas, fabulous sunsets.
Wow. So your thoughts about it, your preconceptions about it
Was flat and nothing and jackrabbits.
Wow. And you have been here before, so you knew there was stuff
I was
here.
the luck of the draw. I got drafted, and I thought I was going to Vietnam in '63, but I ended up at the test site because, chance as it was, I raised my hand when they said, "Do you know anything about radiological?" And I thought they were talking about two-way radio. I raised my hand. They sent me out in 1963 to repair Geiger counters.
Pick that up.
It's a CDV 700. Runs on these old batteries.
Okay.
They call them B batteries. This is and it has the headphones you put on.
Yeah.
And it's and sometimes you'd ride a horse or a mule, and they would be surveying for fallout.
So you were riding a horse or a mule?
You would ride a mule.
Did you ever ride a mule?
Yes, I did.
You rode, well, hold on a second. You rode a mule with your Geiger counter.
Holding this down, with the headphones on.
And so you're trying to find out how much radioactivity there is.
On the ground.
On your mule.
On the ground.
But yeah, but you're on the mule.
Yeah, and because you were traveling far enough that you really couldn't walk as hot, and you might go 5, 10
So you're going all over the test site and you're trying to find out what the rate.
And you're making measurements, and you're writing them down on the map.
Yeah.
You know, and because of the fallout from the tests.
Right.
And the fallout stopped in '63 was when they stopped doing above ground.
Okay.
And everything after that was below ground. But these are pre-'63, and they would build buildings here. They would build banks and houses and blow them up with the atomic bomb to see the effects on the buildings.
And so did you go to where those buildings were? You went to where the buildings were, and you'd take your little Geiger counter and see what the radioactivity was.
And the interesting thing was the explosion didn't damage the building. It was the suction after the explosion. So the buildings would get sucked in instead of exploding out. So they would, and then they would fall.
Wow. That's really
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, and it's really a part of this region of Nevada's history.
Right.
I mean, people, from what I understand, used to sit out and watch the plumes, right?
Yes, they would even do that in Vegas. They would take a lawn chair, go up on the top of the casinos and sit around the pool because they knew when the shot was going to be, and they'd sit back and they'd watch this mushroom cloud from 100 miles away. That's about how far Las Vegas is from the test site. And they would watch this at night or at sunset, and it would be glowing and it'd blow towards Utah.
Let me ask you though, how soon after the blast did they send you out on your mule?
Oh, years.
Years.
Yeah.
This was years after the blast.
Yeah, I was characterizing the area. You would not want to be where the blast was.
You really brought this little piece of equipment to life for us, because I can just envision you on your mule, riding out there in the desert.
What kind of
If you've never been on a mule and doing a mule with this, it's quite a project.
Yeah, I would imagine that it is. A little piece of Nevada history brought to life here.
Right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I have another little piece of
Yes,
history.
another more piece of history.
Yes, there's a session clock over there on the center table.
Okay.
And we are Lamson, and Lamson made the springs for the session clock.
Well, you have a connection to the clock.
And Sessions merged with Seth Thomas, and Seth Thomas now, today, has the Lamson spring in their clocks.
This is just a very mechanical family.
Here we
a
are.
very mechanical family. We've got like clock things and Geiger counters.
Right.
It's incredible.
Right here in the middle of Beatty, Nevada.
Right in the middle of Beatty, as you call
I'm
it,
so
but
sorry.
as the natives, yes, and as the natives call it, Beatty.
Beatty.
So
I'm
look, you.
sorry.
Oh no, we are glad to have you, and we're going to keep on our tour of Beatty here. But you guys have really helped us tell this little story here.
It's been
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
so
All
nice
right,
to meet you.
great,
Thank you.
great, and glad
You
you're
can have
here.
Geiger counter back.
All right. Ken and Marilyn talking about clocks and bombs was an unexpected surprise. But now it's back to the gold rush. So what are we looking at here?
This is the check writing desk from the Cook Bank in Rhyolite.
From the Cook Bank.
Cook.
Now the Cook Bank is one of the icons of Rhyolite, right? I mean, when you see pictures of Rhyolite, that's what you're seeing, really. One of those is the Cook Bank building.
Oh yeah, 3 stories, grand, very impressive for its time. They built it to last.
Yeah, they really did. That's what's so impressive about Rhyolite. It really was built to last. They thought it was going to be there forever.
Right.
And this sort of backs that up when you're going to bring in really nice furniture like this, right?
Right. Furniture, I mean, the foyers were grand, everything about it. As far as draperies on their big windows.
Right.
It had everything.
Now, the bank didn't last that long, right?
No, it opened in 1908
Okay.
and it closed in 1910.
Wow, only 2 years.
2 years.
Well, it gives us a real sense of that era, the sense that they really thought it was going to be permanent,
Yes.
and everybody was really sort of banking on that.
Yep.
These artifacts from the gold rush really bring it to life. When you touch it, you think, well, what checks were written here?
Right.
You
What deals were struck?
What deals were struck? Who made what investments here, right?
Right.
Miners coming in maybe to get their paychecks,
Yes.
things like that, right? So it really gives you a way to touch that gold rush, or really a way to touch that last great American gold rush.
Yep.
Right?
A piece of history.
Yeah, a real piece of history. A really nice way to access that. It's really cool. Check writing desk from Cook Bank. So Nicole, these are really something. I mean, these are very well made. So what are they?
These are scientific scales used to weigh materials. In this case of Beatty, during the time, most probably gold.
Yeah, gold during the gold rush, right? The prospectors would have come in, or the miners would have come in with maybe a sampling of ore and determined what the value was, or
Yeah, that as well as once it was milled, they would come in with the actual gold to trade it in for cash.
Wow. So where did these come from exactly?
These particular scales were actually used here at the assayer's office in Beatty.
Oh, wow. So they were right here.
Yes.
Because, so many times there's artifacts and they come from other gold rush towns like Pioneer or Rhyolite nearby, right? Or Goldfield. But right here in Beatty to actually have this going back to the assayer's office. And does that assay office still stand?
Yes, it does. It's now called the Happy Burrow.
The Happy Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
The Happy Burrow.
It's a bar.
It's a bar. I was going to ask you what made the burrow so happy.
Well, it might be their chili because they're famous for that too.
Chili. I think we're going there. In fact, we are going there. We're going to go on the next episode of On the Trail. We're going to
The Happy Burrow.
the Happy Burrow.